Welcome guys to lesson 1.3, solving linear equations. How do you solve linear equations is the essential question. And basically, while you're solving them, it's all about maintaining balance. So whatever you do to one side of an equation, you have to do to the other side. It's all about maintaining balance. There's a little old-fashioned balance for you. Anyway, we're going to do a few problems here, a few examples going from easy to harder. So level 1, these are pretty easy. In that you just have a variable on one side of the equation. You just have x there. Now the first thing you want to do is, it's kind of reverse order of operations. So PEMDAS is order of operations. The first thing we want to do is add or subtract. Okay, so we want to get this x by itself. To start, we're going to subtract 8 from each side. 20 minus 8, that gives us a little 12. Alright, no big deal, equals 4/5 x. Your next step is to get rid of any coefficients that are being multiplied. In our case, we have a fraction. Don't let fractions scare you. They're okay. They're just little fractions. Key thing is, to get rid of a fraction, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. So we're actually going to multiply each side by 5/4 and by 5/4. The inverse property makes this become 1, which really cancels everything out, and we just have x. Now 12 times 5/4, you need to be a little careful in your calculator. If you were to do that, 12 times, I like to put fractions in parentheses, if you notice that real quick, the 5/4 in parentheses, equals 15. X equals 15. That's all you need. Bada bing, bada boo. Okay. Level 2, solving equations with variables on both sides. Your first step for level 2 is to get the variable on one side. So you need to put the variables on one side. You can pick either side. Generally, I like to pick the side that will make it positive. So I'm going to subtract 7p. So 7p from each side. Remember that you can add like terms, so the p's are the like terms. So 9p minus 7p is 2p minus 5. Everything else will stay the same. From here, we're going to repeat. So next we will add or subtract, and we'll add 5. The opposite of subtract is adding 5. So we have 18 equals 2p, and then we will multiply or divide, dividing each side by 2. Really, it's the same thing. So 18 equals 2p. Really, it's the same thing as multiplying each side by 1/2. Remember that division and dividing, multiplying by the reciprocal, are the same thing. So now 9 is equal to p. Easy peasy stuff. Level 3, solve an equation using the distributive property. This is just where it gets a little more challenging from here. So yesterday students wanted to distribute exponents. Well, now you just want to distribute the coefficients. So we are going to take these, and I recommend distributing first. So now with level 3, the first thing is to distribute. So 3 times 5x is 15x. 3 times negative 8 is minus 24 equals 2x. Negative times a negative is a positive. Negative 14 minus 12x. Combine like terms. So we are going to combine the like terms. Again, if you need to highlight them, you can. So we have 15x. We have a 2x and a 12x on one side. Okay, so first we can combine these. So 2x and a negative 12x is negative 10x minus 14 equals 15x minus 24. I'm going to add the 10x, and that'll get my variables on each on the same side. So 25x minus 24 equals negative 14. And lastly, I'm going to add 24x now. And that will leave me with 10 equals 25x. Divide each side by 25. Oh my, but what about that? That's a fraction. Don't let it scare you. Again, it's okay. It's just a fraction. You're going to see fractions in this class. Type it into your calculator, 10 divided by 25. Okay, you get 0.4. Most of the time, I would recommend you write it as a fraction. So if you do math, enter, enter on your calculator, math, enter, enter, that leaves you with 2/5. You might have already known that, though. Okay, so don't let fractions scare you. Distribute. Always do the opposite operation. So if you're adding, then you subtract. If you're multiplying, then you divide. Okay, so those are the basic types of problems you'll run into. They can get more challenging. What I would like you to do, however, is try some of these on your own. Okay, and then there's a checkpoint to take care of after this. So nice job on those. We will get into word problems in the future, but just work on these and check point. Nice job, guys. Peace out.